that a gigantic two-seater rocket between your legs, or are you just pleased to see me? My name is Totalbiscuit of the WoW podcast, Blue Please on CynicalBrit.com. It's Sunday, it's past midnight, I'm still making videos. I'm making up for lost time, folks. I've actually done quite a bit in Hyjal now. I've got a good 3 or 4 hours worth of footage recorded, so I'm going through and trying to catch up, really, in terms of making videos. I'm also trying to get my questing mode working properly. I think I've pretty much nailed it down. I mean, the reason that I've got this set up is because I don't want to show people guild chat, because I don't want people saying things in guild chat that they would be embarrassed about, maybe. I don't know. It happened before, I think. Yeah, I remember that. That was really bad. You remember that video that I did of the Plants vs. Zombie quest that got about 1.2 million views? And there was someone talking about humping his cat or something in guild chat, and 1.2 million people saw him. Oops. In the meantime, let's incinerate this camp! Now, I don't really know why we had to borrow a dragon for this, because I am a mage, I could probably have done this myself. But hey, there you go. I don't mind the lack of work. In fact, more to the point, why did I have to blow the horn? Is the dragon just completely incapable of doing anything without guidance? It's one of those submissive dragons. It's completely indecisive on its own. You've got to order it around. Either that or it's like a homing pigeon with fire. That'll be kind of neat, actually. Fire-breathing homing pigeon. I'd be all over that. If someone can breed one of those for me, I'd be very, very appreciative. Oh wow, someone else got ganked. Yeah, Nordrasil, this area around here is really bad for ganking in PvP, actually. I've been killed a few times, and I've actually had to kill a few people around here as well. It's mainly because of the way that the guards are situated. If you fight them in front of the... what would you call that? I don't know, some Night Elvy building thing, then of course you're going to get hit by them. However, if you try and gank inside the building, Ysera doesn't give a damn. Ysera's just sort of sitting there chilling, trying to hold the world together, etc., etc. She doesn't care. So it's entirely fine for you to gank inside the building. You've just got to be careful where you do it. I've noticed the druids have been doing it an awful lot lately, simply because of that instant flight form nonsense. It's actually a real pain in the ass. As regards to PvP at the minute, I think I'm actually about 4 for 4, which is pretty good. I do roll on a PvP server, and I also entirely accept that being on a PvP server means that I can actually get ganked. That's fine. I chose to be on a PvP server. Why would I whine about being ganked? That's the nature of it. I mean, you've got a couple of possibilities, a couple of things you can do if you get ganked. Either you can wait until they leave, which generally, considering the average attention span of a gank is about 1.5 minutes. You can call in reinforcements, which with Trollface is pretty easy. Hi guys, I'm getting ganked. Suddenly 50 guys come in from the sky. It's like orbital drop troops all over again. It's my own personal version of the ODST. And Troll DST. I'm a big fan of it. I actually think I get ganked around here, come to think of it. But yeah, anyway. It's not a big deal. You get killed on PvP servers. That's what they're all about. Sometimes the fight will be unfair. Deal with it. You know? If you don't like it, move to a PvE server. That's what they're for. If you rolled on a PvP, then you accept the possibility that you might end up getting killed. Anyway, World PvP can get pretty fun at times. An upgrade, folks. Oh, yes, that looks very nice indeed. So I think we're going to have to deal with that. And hi, Malfurion. Pleasure to see you again in his Harvey Birdman form. Not entirely sure why he's got those strapped to his arms. He does look a tad silly, but that is one amazing beard. And I think he's going to start a fight with a black person any moment. The questing around here has varied from pretty good to absolutely fantastic. Ooh, a Moonkin. Wonderful. I love Moonkin. Tempted. So very, very tempted. So, I discovered, to my cost, that the guards that hang around here will happily kill you if you try and start a fight. For instance, the Moonkin's got it here. Let's DPS the Moonkin! This was a terrible idea. This was a really bad idea. Do I get the Moonkin, though? Yes! Moonkin is dead. Feels good. Oh, they're immune to that. Oh, dear. Either that or it just got resisted. I can't remember which. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, well, like I say, I accept that. That was entirely my own doing. I don't tend to get hyper-aggressive when it comes to PvP on PvP servers. Really, it's not something I go out of my way to find. But occasionally, you know, I'll gank somebody. And then occasionally I will be ganked. And it's okay. Big deal, you get ganked. Ooh. Unfortunately, every now and again, you do get your quest mob stolen by people on the side that you cannot kill. So, never mind. The spawn rate around here is actually pretty good, and thankfully, you don't have to kill too many of these things. They did get the numbers on a lot of the Hyjal quests right, honestly, in terms of how many of these things you do kill. It's good stuff. And I also really appreciate the Earth Fury. Yeah. That was one of the best looking Tier 1 sets when you think about it, wasn't it? I'm trying to think of a better looking Tier 1 set. I don't know. Might was pretty good. Arcanist wasn't. No. I never picked up any of the Arcanist, really. I got mostly non-tiered, mainly because there was no point. The Arcanist set bonuses were so bad back in the day, and the itemization was so diabolically awful that I just saved my DKP for stuff that was really good, like the Robes of Volatile Power, for instance. It's like, you take that instead of the Arcanist robe, which is much, much better. And then once Zul'Gurub came out, I was like, right, well, all of these blues are better than the Molten Core Epics. Oh, God, those were the days. Yeah, I suppose Wrath was pretty good looking, and there were a couple of other sets that were quite good, and some that weren't, like Cenarion, aka the Walking Shrubbery. Yeah, people weren't so fanatical about that one. Being hit by something. I think that's actually a Twilight and not a Warlock. It's like a Warlock and a Mage, very, very low level, are sneaking up behind me. It's not so likely, is it? No, I'm not going to gank the Moonkin again. I'll leave him be as long as he leaves me be. We'll see, I don't know. He's probably looking for a bit of vengeance. Moonkin are evil. There's something about them. There's something in their eyes underneath that cute feathers and fur. Just something primal lurking inside, desperate to get out vengeance for all the mockery they had as children. I can only imagine, teenage Moonkin. Oh, man. That'd be the next Twilight. Think about that for a second. No, teenage Moonkin comes to town, starts dating a high school girl, reveals the Moonkin's actually 150 years old, and feeds on celery. Something like that, anyway. That's better writing than the original Twilight book, so you can't really turn around and criticize me for something that diabolically awful. Tangents, folks. It's good stuff. I'm genuinely enjoying my questing in Hyjal, I really am. There's a lot of cool things. Although there's one quest I do come up to later on that is fairly silly in terms of its nature, and it's about finding tiny, tiny little fragments. I'm looking for them right now, actually, and doing a really bad job of finding any of them. Usually, quest items sparkle on the ground, and that's all good, but these things are so incredibly small that it took me ages to find them. So I suppose it's a little bit of a tip for those of you who've been looking around and have no idea where the bloody things are. Yes, while I appreciate the built-in quest helper style interface they've put into the game, it doesn't really help when the quest items you're looking for require a bloody radio telescope to actually see. Oh, man. Now, getting these mobs around here is really easy because they generally get beaten on and tanked by the Hyjal Wardens, so it's not too difficult to pick them off at your leisure. Such a beautiful area, though, in places. It's really, really nice to quest in. Some people ask why I didn't go to Vashir first, but I'm not too big into this whole three-dimensional thing, really. I didn't even like it in the Storm Peaks, and that was barely the same thing. It's like, oh, you gotta fly upwards, fly upwards. I prefer just to be questing on a nice flat surface. It's just easier that way. This three-dimensional combat nonsense I'm just not really into. If I was going to do that, I'd be playing Free Space 2, really. I wouldn't be playing something like this. Yeah, it's a nice area. I'm enjoying Frost as well, which is unusual because I've hated Frost for the last 6 years. And then finally, because of its burst potential and because of the priority orders, it's a lot of fun to use. Like, for instance, I can just drop in, do that, do good big damage there, or I could throw off freeze with my water elemental. Alternatively, I could just hit them with my rhythm stick, which works too. I think that's actually my first piece of Ember Silk cloth as well. Ah, yes, many, many firsts here for me. This is going to be a very long leveling process, I feel. Which is fine, because I've got other people in Trollface sort of getting the achievements and stuff like that. For instance, Trollface just got the Realm first for Omnitron Defense System. So that was pretty awesome. I don't really have to hurry at all. It's actually a lot of people just really slow, so I'm enjoying the content and playing in what I would call a fairly casual manner. I'm playing when I get the time. I'm not really scheduling time to sit down and play. Although I probably should, because more of these videos are required. The last one did get viewed by quite a lot of people, which is nice, because it takes away my fear that everyone would have suddenly just run away when the beta ended. Oh, no one's going to watch this. They can... Oh, they are watching it. Okay. I guess people like to watch cool video game content. Great. It's awesome. It's kind of humbling, really, when you think about it. Okay, Twilight Vanquishers are vanquished. Great, wonderful. Now, I still need to find those bloody bone fragments. And has to wonder where they actually are. Somewhere in the fire. They're actually, I'm really close to them. You just can't see them from here. They're so tiny. Let me show you exactly where these things are. So you can't see them yet. Can't see them, or maybe you can. Maybe you can. If you zoom in, there you go. See, just under that water belt bar that I actually don't know how to get rid of. Please, if someone could tell me what mod is actually causing these bars to go across my screen, I would love to get rid of it. Look at these things. They're so small. Unbelievably tiny. Especially considering all the particle effects and nonsense that go on here. I can't even see this because of my bloody water elemental sitting on it. Oh my. They weren't kidding, were they? And funnily enough, considering the fact that we're supposed to be getting 8 fragments of a staff, this staff can't be any bigger than a drumstick. Seriously, is that actually what Malfurion wants it for? Well, I've been asleep for a very long time. The thing I'm really craving is a groovy beat. And that's not a vegetable, by the way, a groovy beat. I'm surprised that hasn't been done before. Some kind of mascot for a vegetarian society. Oh yeah, kids, I'm the groovy beat. Yeah, you stay off that meat, because I'm the groovy beat. I'm giving people terrible ideas here. It's late, folks. You can forgive me. You won't forgive me. Okay, we're all done here. Very, very good indeed. Now, I would like that delicious staff, because if there's anything I love more than anything, it's replacing hard-earned purples with a green. Now, the Mag'har Chieftain staff I did actually earn back in the day when, you know, it wasn't nerfed. It's like, oh, you have a Mag'hari Chieftain staff, well, so does everybody else. Yeah, but I got mine before they put the 5% buff in, so, you know, it's more legit that way. That's when it sort of mattered. This is a good example of how good the Baggins mod actually is. It shows me exactly what it is. New item, there you go. Yoink. Now, do I have any enchants? No, I actually don't have any mats on me. They're all in my bank. Oh, well, we can do without that. This is still a better item, by the way, simply because the staff that I had, the Mag'hari Chieftains, has no intellect on it at all. And bear in mind that the way intellect now scales, this makes this staff much, much better. Kill 30 unbound flame spirits? That seems ridiculous. Not really. You actually split the unbound flame spirits using this wonderful staff. So you'll have noticed the larger elite elementals that were hanging around. Using this, you can unbind them into smaller elementals and kill them. Again, another great example of Cataclysm adding just a little twist to a normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill quest, which is a very, very good thing, and I absolutely appreciate them doing just that. It's pretty damn wonderful. Okay, what are we looking for? Haha, one of these, I think. That sounds like a good bet, so we don't want to engage that. What we want to do is drop off. There we go. You can actually use this while flying as well. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can do it anyway. That splits that, and... Huh. Okay. It's a little weird. Sadly, not quite fixed yet. It seems like there are a number of things that... Oh. Oh, it's a druid. It's a druid. It's level 85 druid. And considering how many things there are to do in the game, I have to wonder why you'd be bored enough just to gank around here, really. Oh well, never mind. Easy enough to get going in. As I said, druids do an awful lot of ganking in this area, simply because it's so easy to hop up into flight form and get away, whereas you can't really do that as another class. But hey, you know, it happens. This isn't even one of the most entertaining zones to fly around in, honestly. It's a good-looking zone, certainly, and the use of phasing, as we're going to see later on, is absolutely phenomenal. But I still prefer flying around Uldum, because Uldum is just so unbelievably great in terms of how it looks. I have to wonder whether or not the elemental spawns are actually stopped by you being mounted when the spawning activity actually happens, because you saw that I dismounted just before that, It's a possibility, certainly. Get these out of the way. Help out our good old tree buddy over there. Blast it with the lasers. The death ray, as I like to call it. Death rays are awesome. It's true. There we go. Fry all of those. Cone of Cold, man. It's been such a long time since I've actually used that spell in any real capacity. Because I don't generally PvP, Frost was never popular with me, so even in PvE environments, Cone of Cold was not necessarily ideal. When it came to AoE packs, it was generally easier just to spam Blizzard, so it's nice to have the extra damage here. I'll say buffing up Cone of Cold is really easy. You can talent right into it, which I think I did with this spec, and it does hit like a truck. It's really good for dealing with these guys. It melts them. And yes, I do realize just how inappropriate a term that was. I refer to everything because I've been a fire mage maybe for, well, let's see. Because I was arcane for quite a bit of tier 5 and into tier 6 for obvious reasons, until they nerfed the crap out of the set bonus on Tirisfal. I was arcane for some of Wrath, but I've mostly been fire for the vast majority of my experiences in WoW, so I use the term melt all the time. Now. Oh, Baron Geddon. Wow, it's a cameo from one of my favourite Molten Core bosses. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, Baron Geddon, along with Elements of Ragnaros, was kind of the gold standard that a lot of bosses since then have actually been based on. He had some really great mechanics and some really great ideas. He was, I think, certainly the first of the bosses in Molten Core that actually introduced a mechanic whereby a single person could actually wipe the raid. I mean, didn't really happen on Lucifron, didn't happen on Magmadar, didn't happen on Gehennas, and didn't happen on Gar either. So, yeah, I suppose he was. And indeed, come to think of it, are there any other bosses in Molten Core that had that kind of mechanic? Certainly not. So, as I discovered, standing in the fire is a little bad. I haven't done Baron Geddon in a long time. It's so great to see a quest mob that can actually do that and make me feel like a complete tit. Let's try that one again. Right, so, as it turns out, he's going to do this AoE Hellfire, which he used to do, which is a really cool nostalgia moment. So, once he's done with that, you can get back in range, and you can start using the Flameseer staff again. However, you've got to stack it up. You've got to get 20 stacks of this thing on him to actually weaken him properly. And you also notice the yells there. Get out, he's going to burn us. With the exception of the bear, because the bear just doesn't care. That's a flame-retardant bear. Yes. Okay, let's give that one another bash. Weaken Geddon. Come on, a little bit more. That sounds like a plan. 16, 17, 18. Yeah, we can just stand there and eat it. We should be fine. Fantastic. Oh, God. And he actually finishes off with a living bomb, which is freaking wonderful. Oh, I should have chased him. I should have. I was feeling so responsible there, and I could have just chased after him and blown up that Tauren. But no. Wonderful. Absolutely freaking wonderful. A smile on my face, man, when I did this quest. Really. You don't see stuff like this, or at least you didn't. And that's why I hated questing, and now you do. Oh, God. How can I be cynical about that? How? Just how can I? It's just not possible. With that amazing music in the background as well. Absolutely wonderful. My name is Totalbiscuit. I'll be back with more of this Molten Hyjal leveling in future, no doubt. Disenchantment fodder. I'll see you next time.